Well, it's Friday the 22nd of September 2023, and what does that mean? It means it's iPhone day, and the new iPhone 15 range is out. And what's really exciting is I've got two of them. Specifically, we've got the iPhone 15 Pro here, and we've got the iPhone 15 Pro Max here. And in today's video, we're going to be unboxing both of them and comparing the sizes and things. And also we will be setting up one of them. There's no point in setting up both of them because, you know, it's exactly the same, just on a slightly bigger or smaller screen. So what can I tell you about these guys? Well, this first of all is the iPhone 15 Pro, and as standard it comes with 128 gigabytes of non-expandable storage. It has got a 6.1 inch display and the price starts at £999. And this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it comes with 256 gigabytes of non-upgradable storage and has a 6.7 inch screen. And this one starts at £1,199. Now you can get versions of these with slightly more storage on, and basically it goes up in increments, I think, of 512 gigabytes and then 1 terabyte. But obviously you pay a lot more for those versions. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro models are made of titanium, and they come in 4 different colors. You've got white titanium, you've got blue titanium, you've got black titanium, and then you've got natural titanium. And this iPhone 15 Pro is the natural titanium, and this iPhone 15 Pro Max is the black titanium. I mean, I didn't really want to get 4 of them because that is just ridiculous. 2 is enough. Now we'll talk about a bit more about some other specifications and features of them, but we'll do that once we start cracking them out of the box. I'm turning this video around super quickly. They've literally just arrived this morning and you're watching the video tonight. So I'd really appreciate it if you could just give this video a little thumbs up, a cheeky like, and maybe a comment below. Are you getting a new iPhone? Which one have you opted for? Are you not interested? Put a comment below. It's all interaction and it all helps this channel grow and means I can afford to pay for these. Anyway, should we unbox them? I mean, could I do a dual unboxing? Is that possible? Is that a thing? I'm trying to do this cleanly as possible. He says, there we go. And then come for the bottom now. Beautiful. Let's rip the tops off. Oh, hello. Yes. Look at these guys. Wowzers. Right, okay, so there we go. So you can sort of see the sizes next to each other. Now the lens bump, it looks quite a lot bigger than my iPhone 13 Pro Max. We'll do a comparison of that in a minute. So we'll talk about the cameras, because they are the sort of fundamental difference between this and the other iPhone models. Both the Pro and the Pro Max share the same camera array. They come with a 48 megapixel main, ultra wide and telephoto lens, and it's capable of up to 10 times optical zoom. Now, if you don't know what an optical zoom is, that is basically the lens of the camera doing the work. You can get phones with like a lot of a higher zoom, but generally they tend to be digital zoom. So basically they're just sort of zooming in on the picture itself, but with the optical zoom, it's actually the lens zooming in. So it's a bit more like a sort of DSLR camera or something like that, where the lens is actually doing the optical work rather than the phone itself sort of zooming and cropping and making the picture look a bit dodgy. Now, I'm not going to do like a full photo test and everything in this video, because basically I just want to get these out and get it working and start playing. So this is just more of an unboxing and setup guide. If you want to see me do a full review, then please do let me know in the comments, and after I've had this for a little while I can do that and share some sample pictures and all those kinds of things. So yeah, actually let's compare bumps. So this is my existing iPhone 13 Pro Max, and this is my new iPhone 15 Pro Max. And yeah, the camera bump is a bit more pronounced. So I'd recommend getting a nice case or something like that to protect the bump, because you're going to want to look after these delicious lenses. It actually feels quite light. They did say that the titanium would actually make the phones lighter, and I tend to agree. It does actually feel lighter. Yeah, that is a lot lighter. That is a lot lighter than my iPhone 13. So something that is new on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max is this action button, and basically you can configure it to do all manner of things on your phone. So you could configure it to open an application, you could configure it to open the camera. I think I'm going to get it to open the camera, because that's something I do miss from my old Samsungs, having a dedicated camera button. You can also just set it to toggle silent on and off, because it basically replaces the silent toggle. Right, before we delve too far in, let's have a look at what we've got in the box. So, I mean, it's going to be exactly identical. So, actually, if you're interested in Apple stuff, I do have an unboxing and setup video coming up of one of the awesome MacBook Airs, the 15-inch screen, which I'm going to be putting out next week. So, yeah, make sure you're subscribed. So, yeah, we've got the USB-C to USB-C cable, because one of the big changes of the iPhone lineup this year is that they've all switched to USB-C. Now the Pro and Pro Max versions come with the fastest USB 3 transfer speeds, whereas the iPhone standard models come with USB 2. But ultimately, unless you're doing sort of big transfers across from your phone to your computer, you're not really going to notice it, if I'm going to be completely honest. So anyway, we've got this lovely braided cable. It would have been nice maybe if they'd have followed what they do with the MacBook Airs, where whatever colour you get of your phone, you get the matching cable. But you know, can't have everything. But yeah, it feels like a nice quality braided cable. And I would say that's probably about 1 metre in length. But yeah, it is USB-C to USB-C, so you need a USB-C charger basically, and they don't come with those in the box. So just bear that in mind. What do we have in here? Little guy. Aha! SIM removal tool. We will need that shortly, I imagine. And there we just got, yeah, the little bits of paper and, you know, warnings and blah, blah, blah. And the standard Apple sticker. But yeah, I think all this packaging is made from recycled materials and can be recycled as well. So, you know, if you're into that jazz, then you can has. Let's rip off these covers. Oh, so satisfying. Right, okay, let's turn them both on at the same time. I don't imagine there's going to be any difference in the speed that they turn on, but who knows? So these have got the Apple A17 Pro chip in with a 6-core GPU, so it should mean that everything is pretty damn nippy on this. Amazing. They are really nice screens. The screens themselves are Super Retina XDR displays. With ProMotion technology, they are always on displays. So you can basically have these stay on and show like a clock or something like that while it's charging if you like. So you can have it on your nightstand or bedside table. The iPhone 14s sort of have these cameras laid out like this, and it's very similar here as well. So you've got the in the screen but sort of like around it, but what they do is they have the dynamic island, which basically makes it look like it's part of the screen, and notifications and things pop up and out of there. So they're trying to turn something that might be considered a little bit ugly into a bit of a feature. If we compare it to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, that's got a notch, this doesn't. I'd say that the screens actually push out a lot more to the edges. You see there's quite the difference at the side of the screen, where this sort of creeps right up to the edge, and this one's got a slightly bigger gap. I like that. I mean, they are just essentially This one's just a smaller version of this one. I mean, I do have terribly small hands, so this is quite big for my hands, and I'm quite grateful I've got a case waiting for it downstairs, because I will yeet this, no doubt, very much so. But I'd say definitely if you've got small hands, you probably want the Pro rather than the Pro Max, but yeah, I just like having the top model. So obviously I mentioned the action button. So around the phone, we've got the volume controls here, got the SIM tray there, and we've got the power button here. And yeah, the speakers at the bottom of the phone and the USB-C connector. And like iPhones have for several years now, this has got the MagSafe charging inside it, which is something that I actually prefer to use over plugging in and out of the connector port all the time. Now I guess it's probably time to say goodbye to the Pro, because ultimately the setup procedure is exactly the same on both of them. So let's start the setup. I can't do a screen recording because, well, it's the setup process and you can't. Obviously, I'm going to have to blur some things of the setup process because I don't want you all logging into the iCloud and stealing all the pictures I have of my dog. Right, let's get this setup going. Now, something I do like about the way that the Apple setup works is it's very easy to transfer from your Apple phone to another Apple phone. I found it a lot less stressful than switching from one Android phone to another Android phone. It just feels a lot more seamless and like everything just appears as it should do and ready to go. So we're in the UK. Now on the screen you can see that there's a slight flickering. That's obviously just because of the camera and the shutter speed. You don't actually see that in real life. Yes, I don't want to make it massive. I'm not an old lady or an old man yet. Okay, so bring your current iPhone nearby. Love it. See, that is just so simple. Unlock to continue. Do my face. There we go. There we go. So they're just talking to each other now, basically, and so I've got to scan that. There we go. It's doing the do. Actually, I've not really noticed that. There is a sort of a bit of the difference in the dimensions. I'm sure the iPhone 15 Pro Max is skinnier than the 13 Pro Max. Definitely looks that way. Yeah, shaved off a few millimeters. Interesting. Right, okay. So it needs a software update. Of course it needs a software update. Okay, well, it's downloading the software update. Let's let that happen and I'll be back in a second. Cool, well, it's done an update and we just got back, and yeah, it took about 10 minutes or so. We're rocking the latest software. So let's continue with the setup. Right, so I've got to set up Face ID. There we go. Don't need Face ID with a mask, I don't think. You know, we're beyond those times now, hopefully. Let's just transfer it from the iPhone, I guess. This is so exciting. I genuinely hope I've managed to get this video turned around and out. So simple and straightforward, no messing, it's just all merged together. And because I use like an iPad and a MacBook now, it's just, I love how it's all linked together. It's just all one ecosystem. Okay, so yeah, look, it even knows about my old Apple Watch. Imagine the old Apple servers are probably getting quite hammered this morning with like people doing this and activating their new phones. Yeah, I'll add my bank card later. I guess it's quite good that it doesn't just transfer all your bank cards over willy-nilly, just in case someone got hold of your phone and your Apple ID. Emergency SOS. This has got SOS using satellite, so you can actually call emergency services using satellite, so you don't need any cellular data or anything like that. So you can call for help literally anywhere in, well, the selected countries, but it is a lot of countries that they've got it set up in. Perfect. Right, there we go. So it's doing the beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. tell me how long it'll take shortly, I guess, but I think probably, again, you don't need to sit watching this. So yeah, back in a second when this is done. Okay, so it turns out that restoring from my iPhone wasn't the best idea, because once I turned the cameras off, it came up saying that it would take 3 hours to copy everything across. So I just went back through the process you saw and chose restore from iCloud. And about 15 minutes later, we're done, hopefully. Aha, so there we go. So it's telling us about the action button. Press and hold to turn silent mode on or off. You can also customize the action button to open camera, turn on torch, or access favorite iPhone features. Let's do that. Let's customize it now. Yeah, want to open the camera app and capture a moment. Oh look, okay, so you can set it to what it actually does once it's in the camera app. So you can set it to a photo, video, selfie, portrait. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Amazing. Right, cool. Okay, so it's restoring my things. They're not all available yet, which is fine. So basically I can carry on using my phone and receiving calls and messages and stuff, but it's just basically pulling everything down from the cloud. So that's fine. That's actually quite good. That's better than having to sit and wait and just watch a bar go across. So it's doing everything I want it to do. Cool. I'm just going in the camera app now. When a person, dog or cat is in the frame, you can quickly turn the photo into a portrait with a beautifully blurred background by tapping F or editing later in photos. So you don't actually have to go into portrait mode. You can alter it, which is quite cool. So I guess we could try that. Let's try. So there we go. So it's a picture of me and it's recognized that I've got a face and I might want to have it as a portrait. Cool, I like that. But it says you can do it afterwards. So let's just try taking a picture. And then go into it and then edit. And look, boom, you can change it to a portrait and alter the blurriness of the background after the fact. So even if you're like, oh damn it, I should have taken that as a portrait and got the nice cool blurry background, it saves the information in the photo so you can go back after the fact and change it. That's cool. So yeah, basically all I've got to do is just wait for all the apps to sort of arrive and appear and download and everything, but the setup is essentially done. So what I'm going to do now is go away and enjoy my new phone. Well, actually first I've got to go and edit this video. Make sure if you want to see anything particular on the iPhone, on a review, then please do let me know in the comments section, because that would be really helpful. Let's see, always on display. It's all faded out, but yeah, that's cool. I like that. If you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see in an upcoming review of this, then please do drop a comment below. Be great to hear from you. So yeah, sorry for the slightly rushed presentation, but I wanted to get this out and ready for people to see and maybe consider buying one of these if they want one. But you know, Android's good too. I'm not a complete iPhone boy. You know, I do like to dabble with the old Android occasionally. Sounds like I molest robots. Let's forget about that and say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but for now it's game over.